What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike, full-time Amazon media seller, and today's video is kind of going to be a fun one, informative, and we're going to talk about, is it worth selling media on Amazon in 2025? So I'm going to have a breakdown of my numbers so far this year. It's been a weird year in the Amazon selling realm, right? Amazon updated their API. It's made listing items a lot harder than it used to be. And I've just been seeing both sides of the fence. People excited for the change, people not excited for the change, people either quitting or people just figuring out a way to make it work. So I figured we'd do a video here giving you guys real numbers, exactly how much I've done so far this year. We're gonna cover my best sales day so far this year, my worst sales day so far this year, how many items I got in inventory, how many items I've sent this week, the most expensive item we sold so far this year, the lowest priced item we sold this year, all kinds of crazy stuff. If you're interested in starting or growing your Amazon media business, join the YouTube channel, $2.99. We got weekly live calls. We got the exclusive go-to-lister discount. So no cuts here. We're getting right into it. First thing you got to know is, what were my overall sales for this year so far? The year's still young. We look at our year-to-date numbers. We've sold 1,248 different items, 1,250 items in total. So far, the product sales for the year are $20,147.61. Average units ordered, of course, is one. We're selling one-off items. Average sales price is $16.14. So you guys can see here, Seller Central, that I'm not BSing you with my my numbers. And I only do books, CDs, DVDs, right? Used books, new and used DVDs, new and used CDs. So let's kind of break it down a little bit further. Cover the worst sales day first. Get that bad one out of the way. And honestly, it's really not that bad. So when you see these numbers, we live in a world where if you're selling media on Amazon from thrift stores, you should be expecting a 50-50 split. So all the overall sales numbers I'm giving you, realize that only half of that is going to the bank account. And that's before your buy costs and your overhead fees, your shipping supplies, things like that. So just have that in the back of your mind. $20,000 is not in my bank account. Amazon's taking half of that money in fees. And then we have to worry about overhead costs and things like that. So our worst sales day so far this year was January 23rd. We only sold 19 items. I say only. I remember the days where I was happy to get one sale a day, right? We only sold 19 items. I know a lot of you watching this are probably like, I wish I was selling 19 items a day. Our total sales for the day were $287.64. Average sales price that day was $15.14. So not too shabby. I'm a-okay with this $287 being my lowest sales day for the rest of the year. I am trying to basically double my business this year. I did it right around 120 last year in sales. I'm a little bit behind if you go off the main Seller Central here, 97% up over last year. It's going to be tough, but my bigger, better months are still ahead of me, so I have time to kind of grow my inventory. So our worst sales days with $287. You figure at a 50-50 split, we probably got paid around, since our average sales price was 15, we probably made 130 bucks that day. So nothing crazy here. 130, 19 items, we got about $8 per item, but hey, it's not too shabby, right? Almost $300. Look at our best sales day. So our best sales day occurred in the same week that our worst sales day. In the realm of reselling, there's ups and downs. Sure, you kind of can get a gauge of where everything is, right? But we had our worst sales day and our best sales day so far this year in the same week, January 30th. We sold 37 items. Our total sales for that day were $687.59. Our average sales price that day was $18.58. So over double our worst sales day was our best day. It happened in the same exact week. So, I mean, that's just the reality of it. You can kind of get a flat line as you continue to grow your business if you're consistent. Because if you're consistent, your numbers will consistently grow at the same rate, right? You can expect the same thing. But if you're the person that maybe you're doing this part-time or you're kind of sporadic with when you're doing things, it's harder to gauge how much you can expect to sell on any platform any day of the week. But if you're consistent, the numbers are more consistent. It kind of makes it easier to gauge how much you're going to get paid every 2 weeks if you're doing every 2-week payouts, or even every day in that matter of the sense. So great sales day here. If I could have the rest of the year be $687, I would be okay, and I would hit my goal of being over 100% from last year's overall sales. So wanted to break it down a little bit further. So our most expensive item that we sold out of over 1,200 items was actually $84.07. It was a book on the Constitution or something like that. So not that high, right? Like $84 is for a sale it's not crazy, but it goes to show if you're sending in lots of quality, I would like to call it great value inventory, right? Between $12 and $25, you still can have a very nice profitable business when it all comes down to it. So, I mean, yeah, it's nothing crazy and I'm fine with it, right? I don't care what the most expensive item is I sold. I don't live in the land of, finding gold bars and thrift stores anymore. I want the fast moving, $5 to $10 profit items in my inventory. That is my focus this year. I could care less about the home runs, and I'm not messing around with a lot of the super long tail items anymore. So our lowest sales price item was $6.99. We all know $6.99 is actually the floor for my item. So if something's been sitting in my inventory for 10 months, 11 months, it's going down to $6.99 regardless of what the fees are. I want it to sell so I don't have to pay the Amazon fees to have it removed, because it's most likely not going to be liquidated if it's been sitting at Amazon for a year. So $6.99, we sold a lot of those items because, hey, not everything sells when you send it in. We hope to have a 20% sell-through rate every month. Over the year, we hope to sell everything, but there's always some stragglers we kind of got to go in and liquidate. So $6.99 was my lowest sales price. So another thing I wanted to cover is, well, how much in inventory do you actually have to kind of push these numbers? I'm mostly cherry picking. I'm 95% cherry picking, 5% bulk from libraries and good quality lots when I see them on Facebook Marketplace. So I currently have, as of this video, 4,625 items at Amazon. That is a lot. I mean, we've sold 1,200 so far this year. We got 4,600 sitting at Amazon somewhere. That's 4,600 items I had to go source, throw in a box, use GoToLister, get them sent out the door. So if you're looking to kind of see where you can get your numbers, I always tell everybody, you kind of can use my business as a gauge. So if you wanted to do half, right? Maybe if you wanted to do 5K a month in sales, basically kind of where I'm at right now, double that, you would have to have half of this inventory. So I like to say every 1,000 items in active inventory should be, what was it? I think $2,500 in sales every single month minimum. So every 1,000 pieces of inventory, $2,500 in sales. Remember the sales, not actually hitting your bank account. So 4,600 items sitting in Amazon warehouses all over the universe. It's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of scanning. That's a lot of sort. I mean, think about it. If we're only getting a 5 to 10% accept rate, right? Like 20 times 4,500, we're looking at 100,000 scans just to kind of get that inventory. And this is not overnight, right? This is basically the last 12 months of sourcing. These are the items that are still in my inventory that haven't sold yet. So think of all the items that have sold. It's probably closer to, 12, 13,000 items I've sourced over the past year. And another thing you got to think about, your buy cost. What's your average buy cost, right? If you look at mine, it's probably right around $1. So I have $4,625 sitting at Amazon's warehouse not making me no money. That's why I want the faster moving stuff this year. So the last item I wanted to cover, actually I got two. So 46 days so far in the year at the time of this recording. So our average sales per day is $437.99. So pretty good average sales day. I'm perfectly fine with that, and we can keep getting it up this year. That'll be even better. But yeah, that's kind of, $438 every single day. Can't complain. We take half of that home. That puts us at what, $220 or $219 in profit every single day, theoretically, 7 days a week, 24/7. That's a great thing about reselling. The last one I wanted to cover was how many items are roughly am I sending a week? So this week, we've packed 459 items out the door to Amazon. So if we look at the buy cost, we spent $459. And then you got to pay your shipping. On average, your placement and shipping is about $20 a box. We did 8 boxes. So it's another $160. So theoretically, if we spend $1 per item and then $160 on top of that, we're looking at what, $620 out of the bank account to fund this business this week. So these are kind of the deep dive on the numbers. And I mean, if these numbers don't convince you that reselling media on Amazon is still viable, then it's just not, this business is not for you. I've seen a lot of it with the API change because it is a little bit tougher now listing your items, but you find ways to make things work, right? Like me and Deb sat down. She always has these great ideas about things. And we said, how can we make this as painless as possible, right? So you got two options. You can either go cry, and if you're going to whine and cry about something, you're always going to find somebody else to egg you on, right? Like, this is the end. Oh my God. Well, you just go on Facebook or on YouTube and you'll see reselling on Amazon is absolutely dead. Hopefully these numbers smack some of you upside the head and say, wait a minute. I don't work hard by any means of the imagination, right? I'm out more this year, but it's still not hard work. Like scanning media, buying media and putting it in a box and sending it off and getting paid is not hard by any stretch of the imagination. So it's possible to still make a lot of money selling media on Amazon. If you're the person that's only doing books, get into DVDs, get into CDs. That's going to be where the majority of your profit comes in. It's about 75% of my business is disc media. So just have that, in your head as well. If you've been one of these people that's selling books and you feel like it's declining and selling books is dead on Amazon, no, it's not. My highest selling item so far this year was a book, believe it or not. I've been having great success with books so far this year. So that's going to do it for the video. You guys seen all the real numbers behind the scenes, right? I like to keep things transparent, and I'm here to tell you, get out there. The only way you find more is scan more. Don't be the person that goes in and is picking and choosing what they're scanning with their phone. You are not going to last. If you're that person up until this point, go get a $10 scanner, scan every single book. I know some of you probably think like I'm picky. He's been doing this for over 5 years. I go in and I pick and choose certain items to scan. No. I'm going in, I'm scanning basically 95% of every single store, and that's how I've been able to build my inventory and hopefully be able to double my business this year. It's going to be tough, but I'm up for the challenge, right? And if I can double my business in a year where everybody's running away, like, oh my God, this sucks, this is the end, like, what does that say? Like, is it really the end? Or is it people just, copping out or looking for other reasons or other excuses? To me, I'm like, if I can double my numbers, anybody watching this can double their numbers, honestly. And, these are the real numbers, and we'll update this as the year goes. Appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more book videos. Bye-bye.